Okay, so hello. This is a quick tutorial walkthrough, whatever you want to call it, for using drag and drop on iOS. So let me start with some kind of basic usage. First of all, if you're in something, say photo app or something, you long press on something and you'll see it kind of hover. You can then move that into anywhere else you want to move it. You can also, if you press again, you can select multiples at the same time. So you've now got like a stack of things to move around. Let me show you kind of how you would use that in something. So once you've got them there, let me grab a couple again. You can then minimize stuff. We'll go back to the home screen and say you want to put it into notes or something. Oop, I'll let go of it then. Do it again. So if you're holding on to stuff, I'll show you an easy way of doing that in a minute. But say you're in something here, you want to go into notes, you can then just let go, drop it straight in line with the note. It should, yep, there you go, it should appear there. An easier way of doing that is generally, however, in multitasking, it's the best way of using drag and drop. So let me just get rid of these in this note if I can. So yeah, delete them. So again, you can long press and then just literally drag it over. And then again, you can get multiples, drag them in. And there you go. There you go. So you've got some stuff dragged straight into a note. You can do that across various different apps. So again, if you want to write a mail, you can open up photos, select them, drop them straight in line, do whatever you want. So the easiest way of doing it is via multitasking. They should appear eventually. I think everything's hung. Is it doing anything? No. Yeah, there we go. Takes a minute. So it looks like that's frozen a little bit, but that's, you get the idea. You can drag them into there. Let's kill that. You can also drag out of a website. So if you want to, again, use notes as an example, you can drag them to multiple places. We start a new note. So if you want an article, when you drag stuff, it does different things depending on what it is. I was obviously looking at photos before, and that moves a photo in line. With things like this is obviously a URL or a link to something. You can drag that in, and you'll get a different type of thing moved over. So it doesn't pick up the image here; it picks up the article itself. If you go into it, you'll again, if there's an article or an image somewhere, this will probably just pull the URL, but it may bring the image. Yeah, so it's copied the image out. So it's not always clear sometimes what you're getting, but because there's no link behind there, it's picking up the image instead over this side. You can also do this with text, so it's not just images and links. If you selected a bunch of text, you can obviously copy that and then paste it in, which is kind of the old way, which does that. But now that it's copied, you can again long press on it. It gives it a kind of a movable thing. You can just drag that, drop it where you want it to go. And then you've got your content moved over. Again, like I said before, you can copy this into something that's not actually there at the moment. So if I take this, you've got to keep holding on to it. If I wanted to put it in a draft, I can go here, create a new draft if I can. Oh, press the wrong thing. Here, and then again, chuck it in. So it's very kind of versatile, dragging stuff around. There isn't, beyond that much more to it, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's any special extra things. I don't think there is, to be honest. Like I said, you can drag and drop multiple items at once. I don't know what that will do in drafts, to be honest, because it doesn't support images. I assume nothing. Yeah. One thing that's worth knowing about is, let me just drag this over. You can get things called shelf apps. So this, for example, Gladys is what's called a shelf app. If you wanted to, let me just get rid of that for a moment. If you wanted to do something, say with these images, but you weren't quite ready to do it yet, you can obviously minimize, like I said, and find somewhere to put it, but you might not kind of know at this point, or you might want to keep them for later. That's when apps like Gladys come into it. So that, like I said, they're kind of shelf apps. So you can copy them into there. They then sit there, and then you can use that for something else. So say you've got them in there now, close that, and then you're doing something else in the future. You're writing a note or something. like this, for example, you wanted to use that information, you could just have it as a drag over bit here. You can pull that information straight back out, and then it's removed from here. This app in particular, Gladys, you can get it to keep them in here once you've used it somewhere else, but because it's supposed to be kind of a temporary thing, I've got it set so you move them out of here and then it's gone. So as you can see, the interesting thing with Gladys and all drag and drop actually is what you drag. I kind of mentioned that before. So I put a pointer on, I don't know, this hospital here, this clinic. You can drag that information out, put that in Gladys. That then produces this one link here, but that contains multiple bits of information. So there's a map item here, there's a business card, so it gets that like a, the location if you want to share that with someone, the URL to go directly to the map. So let me show you what I mean. So in a note over here, create a new one again. With that one item that I moved out of maps, I can put in various different kind of components of it into a note. So depending on where you want to put it. So in this example, I can put in the URL to it, or I can put in just the name, so a rich text version of it. Don't know if that went in. So say here I want to put in that, should put the name in, maybe not in a note, maybe just the text. Yeah, so it puts the name in there. If you did that in a message, you could go into it. You could put the individual map item in. You can put the URL into a message like that. Is that going to work? Maybe not. Okay, not a good example, but you get the picture. This example maybe isn't the best. Let me see what an image does. Drag that in. Yeah, see, there's no label in there, so all it literally has is this part here that I'm tapping on. You can really see that there. I'm kind of pointing at the screen like you can see what I'm pressing at. But this is like a JPEG image that you can then again drag out and use where you want. So yeah, shelf apps are quite handy. You can do various things in them, and then now, like I said, that's now sitting in there until I decide to use it somewhere or just remove it. Gladys is a free app, so it's worth checking out maybe. So I think that's pretty much it for drag and drop. There's not anything crazy to it. This isn't quite drag and drop, but it's the same functionality, I guess, of selecting. Gone crazy. Selecting multiple apps is doing the same kind of thing. You have to make them wiggle first, but then again, you can select multiple and move them back where you want. But that's not quite the same thing. You're not really using that content anywhere. So yeah, that's about it. If there's anything else you need to know, let me know.